Which tank is it?
For this third-generation Virginia farmer, challenges are the historical foundation of farming.
You would think prices would be one, you would think the weather would be one, but we farm the banks of James River, so water quality is a big challenge.
He says farming along the James River, he's part of the Chesapeake Bay program. In order to reduce runoff, he hasn't touched these soils with tillage equipment for nearly 30 years, a choice that hasn't hampered yields.
2017, we had our best soybean crop ever.
He said with an average of 52 bushels per acre across his farms, most of those were double crop soybean acres.
We did see some 80 and 90 bushel single crop beans.
While corn yields struggled overall, he had one field break the prized 500 bushel per acre mark, winning the NCGA yield contest and breaking a world record.
We have figured there's 3 good successes for high yield in corn. 1, the good Lord's got to bless you. 2, you got to use Pioneer hybrids. And 3, you got to use John Deere paint. With those 3 things, you're on the way to success.
His crop plan for 2018 is split, but based on his rotation, he's growing half of his acres in corn and the other half will produce soybeans.
I just hate chasing the market because usually I chase the wrong way.
Hula doesn't chase crop prices or tractor deals, instead sticking to an annual rotation.
We run our combines 2 years before we trade them in. We'll run tractors, the larger tractors, 2 years.
Machinery Pete says it's the interest in tractors that's caught the market by surprise this year.
Auction prices on good condition used tractors, whatever the size, have been just kind of shockingly strong.
And it's still condition that's key.
If it's in nice shape, there's definitely a premium being paid out there. Feels like people are kind of catching up a little bit.
He says it's an uptick that started the first week of November and hasn't slowed down yet.
This market it's almost beyond solidified a little bit.
But for James River Equipment and their stores across Virginia and North and South Carolina, sales of the big equipment are still lagging.
So our used inventory level is still pretty high, a lot higher than we would like for it to be.
While large ag is suffering, he says it's small ag that continues to shine.
James River's market, we have one of the largest compact utility tractor markets in the United States.
It's the 20 to 100 horsepower market that's in high demand.
A lot of hobby farms, contractors. You never know what the next customer is going to walk in and what their use or application is for a tractor.
Machinery Pete says nationwide, it's also planters posting impressive prices and sales. And it's planters also gaining strength on the East Coast.
Finally this spring we have seen sort of back to normal inventory levels. We've sold a lot of our aged inventory, and there's quite a high demand for the used planters.
With newer planters comes new technology, but Fleet says it's all about finding the right fit for your farm.
Because it also comes back to who's in the driver's seat, who's holding that steering wheel. They have to be comfortable with the technology and the level of driver input it takes to understand the planter and feel comfortable.
For Hula, technology drives most of his equipment purchasing decisions.
We do like to keep up with the technologies. It's just like seed. They change new hybrids every year or every so often. Well, so does the equipment manufacturers.
He says the planter is the most beneficial tool on his farm, and that's where the data collecting begins.
Where did we get the best singulation? Where do we have the right down pressure? Just from the planting technology. And then we start correlating that with emergence, and then we start using our sprayers to make variable rate applications.
As planting 2018 quickly approaches, Hula says he's ready for when Mother Nature says it's go time.
We hope we get a good spring like we had in 2017, where we have decent moisture, good temperatures, and then the good Lord shine on us and we do all the things that we can do. I'm like every other grower. I want to maximize my yields.
Yields that continue to climb, proving the yield ceiling may be higher than most farmers think.